The Three Little Pigs and the Big Bad Wolf. Once upon a time, there were three little, fat, juicy, tasty, and succulent pigs. These three pigs lived in a field next to a forest. Every day they would look into the forest, but this wasn't a normal forest. There was no light in this forest, and everywhere it was black. So every sunny day it would be like looking into the darkness. And every single day they could see yellow eyes staring back at them. And they were crying every time they saw them. And one day, the yellow eyes disappeared. So the pigs thought maybe the yellow eyes were coming to get them. So the three pigs set to work on their houses to protect themselves. The first little pig decided to build a house made of straw. And in one day, he had built his whole house. And he was very happy. He looked over to his brother, the second pig, and that little pig was taking a bit longer, 2 days, to build his house made of wood and sticks. Once his house was made, he smiled and looked over to his poor brother, who was working really hard. And he had made his house out of bricks and stone. And 2 days later, that's 4 days in total, everybody had built their houses. So, as nightfall set, they fell asleep in their houses. All of a sudden, in the house of straw, the little pig heard a knock. Little pig, let me in, let me in. Not by the hairs on my chinny chin chin. Well, I will huff, and I'll puff, and I'll blow your house in. Seconds later, the pig was covered in straw and grass, and luckily he managed to find a gap and run to his brother's house that was made of much stronger wood. Closely behind him, the wolf followed, and 5 seconds later, the pigs were scared and they heard, little pig, let me in, let me in. Not by the hairs on my chinny chin chin. So he huffed, and the wolf puffed, and he blew the house of sticks down. Now the two pigs, covered in sticks and wood, managed to find a way out and ran to their brother's house that was made of bricks. Quickly the brother shut the door, as he could see the wolf's yellow eyes was close behind. All three of them were very scared and hid underneath the table, shivering and shaking. No, the wolves are going to eat us. So, again, we hid. Little pigs, let me in, let me in. Not by the hairs on our chinny gingins. Well, I'll huff, and I'll puff, and I'll blow your house in. So he huffed, and he puffed, and he whoosh, and he blew, and nothing happened. And the pigs were very happy. So the wolf, getting really, really angry, decided to go huff, and he puff, and he whoosh. Dust was everywhere, but the house was still standing. And inside, the pigs looked out the window and laughed at the wolf. Ha ha ha, you can't get us. So angry, the wolf looked for another way in. And the pigs could hear something's happening. And they didn't know what was happening. And they could hear footsteps on the roof. And they were very worried about these footsteps on the roof. So they made a massive hot fire underneath the chimney. And they set the fire, and the wolf dropped down the chimney straight into the fire. And that was the end of Mr. Wolf. And he died in the fire. And then the pigs could live happily ever after in the big house made of bricks. And every day they look into the black forest. But thank God they never see the yellow eyes again. The end. Close your eyes. Lullabies. Moon pigs can make sweet dreams. I wish you a very good life. Ah, ah, bum bum bum. Ah, bum bum bum. I wish you a very good night.